He's a big, big, big fan of cream pies.
But at the 6 mark, he was really suffering.
And he would love to do it again.
What do you mean by that?
All right, let's get this over with. It's Tuesday night.
We are post-Thanksgiving. It's basically Christmas. You can just feel the vibes of New York. It's just screaming Santa. Just got back from Philly this week. We are back to the grind. We are in week 13 of the NFL season. Only about 5 weeks left till the fantasy season is over, and I got to look for a brand new job, so that's exciting.
JL will be in town, which is always fun. He'll be here tomorrow, Wednesday morning through Friday night, so we'll have a lot of family time together, a lot of product time together, a lot of chipping away at, you know, the bigger goal here.
Anytime JL's in the building, you know the business itself is moving somewhere big. We gain so much progress.
More prevalent news though, Jack and I just signed our lease for the new office space. I'm flooded in paperwork right now. The lease itself is like fucking 80 pages long. The biggest fucking pain in the ass with these office leases is that you got to get them notarized. And there's like a guarantee of lease that's basically like if anything goes wrong, Nick and Jack are on the hook for fucking everything. You got to buy the building from us. It's a bunch of bullshit.
But one thing I've noticed in the past few vlogs that I want to talk about is everyone in the vlogs just brings up how crazy Jaymo's going. Jaymo's cooped up. Jaymo's stuck in the office. Jaymo's this, Jaymo that. Yeah, outside of the vlogs, none of us address that. It's just not addressed. Like I find out through the vlogs, the same vlogs that you guys are watching, that everyone thinks I'm going batshit crazy in here, yet no one's told me out there in person that they're concerned about me. So, you know, here I am thinking everything's okay. I'm acting normal, and apparently not. So maybe I need to do some self-awareness, look inside and see, am I okay? I don't know.
It's the price you got to pay to make videos, you know? They tell you the social media is free. They tell you it's free to use these platforms. They don't tell you what it really costs. $12 to get notarized. It's annoying as fuck because they send you all this paperwork. You know, you're finally there, and then they're like, all right, you got to print out 3 copies. Who the fuck has a printer in New York? Then you got to get them notarized, and notarization, if that's even the right word, fraud. There's a person who legally stands as a witness when you sign something. That's what getting something notarized. And when me and Jack sign it, we need a guy who's legally notarizable, who watches us sign it, and then he signs off on it, being like, I'm legally able to notarize this, so now it's fucking notarized. It's annoying. It's annoying.
Me and Gut, as I speak on, again, Tuesday, November 28th, are hoping to get a confirmation tonight that we have officially signed a lease and are moving somewhere into Jersey City. I cannot wait for that. I'm very grateful for Nick letting me stay here, and I always will be, but we've hit 5 months living in the office on Friday. Friday's 5 months here. That's a limit I'm just not wanting to push any further, so I'm very glad to get out of here soon.
There's a guy with a business card that's like, I'm a mobile notarizer. You just call me and I show up where you are. I'm like, I'm not doing that. I feel like the fucking IRS gonna come for me. You're my notarizer. So we went to like the FedEx. And I go yesterday and they're like, Dad, they're not in. They called in sick. We go today. They're like, oh yeah, they're in from 10 to 4. We go at 11, not until 1. We go at 1. Oh, your name is spelt Nick instead of Nicholas on the paperwork. You gotta go fucking reprint 60 more pages. Hein?
The final thing I want to talk about, this is so random, but in Philly this weekend when I was with my girlfriend, we went to this park with our dog, and there's a bunch of squirrels there. I'm from Florida. The squirrels in Florida are just like, what do you imagine, mini, skinny rats. But when we got to the park in Philly, I don't know what the fucking squirrels take up in north, but those bastards look like small dogs. Like, they looked double to triple the size of Florida squirrels. But being in Florida for my whole life, I just looked at squirrels as any other animal. But here, Philly squirrels would beat the shit out of Florida squirrels. Does anyone care? No, but that's my observation from Thanksgiving.
You also got to get a cashier's check, and the amount of money you got to put in that cashier's check is fucking insane. We needed 3 months of security deposit as well as first month's rent. So we're talking like fucking heavy 5 figures over here before we even step in the door. We're not stepping in that bitch for another fucking 2 months. Can't we just do this online? What year is this? This is the one problem I really have with this. I know I just be yapping and joking around. This is a red flag for me. All of this like old school stuff, the annoyance of like having to go through this tells me anytime like a problem occurs, it's gonna be this like old fashioned way of dealing with the problems. It's gonna be me trying to get in touch with the landlord who's gonna tell me 17 different things. Go get this complaint notarized before you come to me and tell me that the bathroom's leaking type shit. I'm pissed. I'm fucking pissed. I'm really excited for the new office, despite this shit. But that's in the rearview mirror now. All I gotta do is drop it off and then I'm done forever. And I never gotta work another day in my life. I quit.
Okay, give me your off defensive rookie of the year.
Defensive rookie of the year?
It's gotta be Nick Bosa. He's got to win it again.
He's so young.
He's so young.
We have 2 bathrooms in the next place.
Oh, we gotta clean that shit up then, huh?
What are you acting like you're gonna do that for? You ain't cleaning now. The last time you cleaned something in here was maybe the first day we were in here.
The maid's talking.
I know.
Exactly. So I clean shit in here.
So mad that he's gotta wear a maid costume. Who does the second most cleaning here?
No one does any cleaning.
Okay, so then, well, relax.
We're gonna start having chores.
Correct.
And we're all gonna put it on the seven.
The snapbacks.
Yeah, the snapback side of it.
We should do that. Be like, this is how we split up our chores. In the last one, like, one person takes 4 months at a time. Yeah. And then we rotate. Casey, you're first. We definitely got to haze Casey a little bit. Yeah. This is definitely like his first job.
I feel like it's mine and guts too.
I mean, you've been here for like fucking 6 months.
Dude, your hazing has been this.
Mine's sped up because I slept here.
We made you live.
I cannot wait like 3 years from now when there's a new kid that does that, and I'm like,
we're gonna
quit complaining.
We're gonna have our offices are gonna be part office and part hotel. Like
there's zero way I'm the last one.
Yeah, no chance.
No, we'll be looking back at this time being like, you were actually one of the first ones.
First of 12.
Yeah.
You were
the pre, like, knew how to set up an office era of living in the office. Get your hand at Jaymo. Like, that's a sign of a loser. You know?
I'm a new leader now.
Jaymo came out here and sat right down. Like, he didn't have to prove nothing because he knew that was.
Who won? You don't even got it. Oh, we got it. Tom.
He's like, y'all.
That wasn't an answer.
No, that wasn't it. That was his silence spoke volumes. Actually,
yeah.
I have video evidence that I won my game.
Yapping. You guys sound like you're back on the couch again during trivia. Just yapping.
Winning.
Just yapping. Are we done? Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah, fuck your combine. I don't want to hear about it.
I mean, I don't have much to present. I
Alright.
want to get, like, I have target dates for when this needs to kind of get done. The combine is the end of March.
We should set it live during the combine, and then that way nobody watches the actual combine, they watch ours, and then we get all the inside scoop on rookies. Nobody knows what the fuck to do, they have to come to us. It's like, it's a racket.
I have a few ideas for, like, how we can kind of, like, promote some stuff. I think one through the Discord of, like, guess 40 times, and whoever's the closest to the 40 times can, like, win a shirt. Or something, or we could do that like a merch giveaway and get people kind of like involved. The more people we can get like engaging with it, I think the better. I think we should release like a TikTok teaser before we like almost announce we're doing it. I've seen that happen. I've seen a lot of like different companies do it with different things where they don't actually say like they're doing it yet officially or whatever, but then they drop like a little trailer for it and then they're like, yeah, we're going like live with this.
We're making a bunch of posts being like, guys, we're not gonna do it.
We don't have to do it like that, and then we just.
I got a horrible idea. We all competitively run a 40.
But that would actually, that would low key.
Yeah, like punishment. We're gonna have to run 40s. My other thoughts is we should get combine like the tight shirts for you guys all to wear with numbers. I think that just like branding wise would look good with everybody wearing it. And I also think, like I said earlier today, we should try to get like one athlete to really like back this, because I think that would drive a whole lot of people to it that aren't normally just BDGE.
We should get someone who dominated the combine, but like terrible NFL player because they're not doing anything. John Ross is for sure free that day.
Get them to like relive their glory day.
Yeah.
Like think about that. I think would be interesting. 40 broad, vert, 3 cone. Those like the main ones. So I have wide receiver routes, DB drills, long. I was gonna add long snapping because shit's
This is all last combine.
And then I was gonna add like for fun, because you guys said you wanted to do field goal kicks, so I added that as like a competition. We're gonna have like I guess 2 or 3 judges, and we're gonna do a cumulative score at the end. 2 guys like to add up scores. Thoughts on like a prize? We should do something like some sort of like the winner gets something, loser has to do something. I think that would also drive.
See if
Another t-shirt. We should start training. 2-3 weeks out. We need a head start and train for sure.
Jaymo, we're just gonna see Jaymo.
Yeah.
One of the concerns I do have is everybody Spotify Wrapped. Drake was #1. Can we mix it up a little bit? Like that's like so basic. Come on. He was like #3 on mine, but Number one was a band called 49th and Main. I just recently discovered them probably like 6 months ago, but I have not stopped listening to them. They're like these two Irish kids. They're fucking awesome. I just like sad music. I'm just a sad person, you know? And for some reason, I think like putting on sad music is going to help me not be sad anymore. That's not true. It makes you way more sad, but I like doing it. So probably another thing we need to dive in a little bit deeper. They'd work in silence all day if they had their way, but we have a big speaker. I like to play music, and maybe I need to, you know, throw undertones of like maybe jazz, maybe like Beethoven, spice it up a little bit. Apparently I'm dialed in, I'm locked in for New Orleans, going to Drake.
Yeah, that was surprising. I forgot that I yapped about the Drake concert in one of the prior vlogs. Beginning of September, I bought tickets to go see Drake in New Orleans. And it was crazy to see how many people were like, 1, live in New Orleans, 2, have a birthday that weekend, and 3, are down to go see a Drake concert. So the update on that is I think I cracked a Nick.
I already told Tony I would go. I don't know why he keeps being like, I gotta convince him to go. I told him 40 times, like, I'm in.
Nick was throwing out the like, yeah, I'll go.
You got a fucking free Drake J. Cole ticket. I'm in. Say less. Put it on the company fucking card.
Can't always buy that at face value because I asked Nick to go out to the bars every weekend and he's like, yeah, I'll go. That's Nick's way of saying not a fucking chance.
Like, what do you mean? I'm in.
This time when he was like, yeah, I'll go, there was something more behind it where I actually think he might like buy a plane ticket. I think it will be happening.
Stupid fucking bitch. Here anymore. Whatever. So if anyone is around, it's like a Monday. It's like a Monday night in New Orleans in the middle of winter. I can't really imagine an environment I'd rather less be in, but we'll make the most of it.
It's a big punishment day. Jaymo has to eat, I believe, 20 cream pies.
20 of these motherfuckers. 220 calories times 20, what is that, 4,000 something calories? It's over. They're not big.
So depressing compared to the actual cream pies.
Those look,
It looks like I made that shit. It looks like I tried to make a protein oatmeal cream pie.
yeah, that's
You got any strategy tips? Because I'm going to try to do it like 5-10
Have
quick.
you been fasting?
I had a sandwich for breakfast.
I would smush. I would smush. We're gonna start Wheel of Fortune, and when we're done with the trivia at the end,
So he has to get it done in that time frame?
What happens if he doesn't finish it?
we kill him. Either finish them or we finish him. If he doesn't finish him, he's got to do the maid
either 20
punishment. No, what do you mean?
It's either 20 and 2 hours or a whole box in a day. For the rest of the box.
You don't get the cheese. Oh, you put them in the microwave? Oh, that's how I know they're gonna be terrible.
Yeah, they're not.
Yo, air fry them.
Anything freezer straight to microwave is fucking a problem.
It's an L.
Yeah.
Alright, start the show. This week I had to eat 20 oatmeal cream pies. I didn't. I'm at 8 right now.
Heard about Jaymo's punishments. He's doing those punishments.
I don't know what he's on right now, but at the 6 mark, he was really suffering. We were trying to record a Wheel of Fortune, and he wasn't saying a word.
He loves cream pies. He said he's a huge fan, and he would love to do it again.
Not great. I'm only 6 deep, 30%, barely. The first 5 was like kind of quick, like 10 minutes deep. I haven't really touched one since. I'm gonna have to start sneaking them in like the trash can or something. I'm not gonna make it.
He's a big fan of cream pies.
I'm trying to sit back and not bring it up for the rest of the day to see if anyone makes me do 12 more. No one said anything yet. I'm just gonna keep quiet the rest of the day, see if anything happens, because I'm struggling with the 8 I've done. I don't feel great. Something tells me I'm not gonna get off that easy. Someone's gonna bring this shit up.
Like, it's very easy to tell that Jaymo's not having fun with this punishment whatsoever.
So if you want to see it again, make sure to let us know in the comments, because we'll make sure Jaymo does that challenge again when he loses Deal or No Deal. Just because of how much he loves it, and it's a great challenge for everybody. So yeah, he's been having a lot of fun.
You know, Jaymo's a nice guy. I don't actually like seeing him suffer.
In my defense, for this punishment is a week after Nick was supposed to paint a mural of me. Still waiting for Nick to do his punishment, so that's gonna be my defense if someone comes at me for not finishing the cream pies. Nick didn't even do his punishment from the week before.
So no one else in the office knows this, but Jaymo didn't do his punishment. He stopped at like 6. We did an under the table handshake deal that we're not really doing the Deal or No Deal punishments anymore. So everyone thinks Tony's like, respect. Like, that's so sick. I can't believe, oh, you look terrible right now. I can't believe you just ate 20 of them.
I'm proud of you. That was good.
He ate like 6 of them 8 hours ago. Uncle Nick is here to tell you the truth. Everybody else out there, don't believe a word that they tell you. His Deal or No Deal punishment's done. I'm still gonna finish mine out. I'm gonna paint a portrait of Jaymo. I'll even clean the office in a maid costume. Let me tell you, there are no non-revealing maid costumes on the internet. You get a maid costume, you look like a hoe. Doesn't matter what angle you're doing it from. They don't have non-sexy maid costumes, but I'll do it for the people. It's becoming a theme. I'm always in women's clothing. Maybe something we need to dig in deeper there.
You know, some of the fantasy content is starting to wear on the boys.
To be honest, I can't wait for this shit to be over. It's very routine here nowadays. We are just doing the same exact thing. Same games, same level of difficulty punishments, the same videos, same content, same ideas.
Trivia went well today. Kind of an even split across the board. I think pretty much we all got a game, which was pretty sick. A lot of thinking power was used. It was a lot of fun.
Right now.
Come on, do
All of it. Pull it.
We're like the bench.
Yeah.
The game.
Matt Hasselbeck.
That's who I was thinking.
L.
Fuck!
I
knew he wasn't.
Sorry.
Shit.
Since JL's been here this week, we've done some one-on-one meetings. I think he's just trying to get like a vibe check on all of us, see what we want to do in the long term with BDG. First of all, like how we even got here, what's our goals, what's our dreams.
But this trip was solid. I got to spend one-on-one time with all the guys on the team, which I've been wanting to do since I joined. I'm in Baltimore and they're all in New York except for Sexy, who's stuck in Canada. I don't get to spend time with them that much. I don't get to talk to them that much. Throughout the day, they'd be yapping in the office and I'd just be here yapping to Rosie or to no one.
A lot of meetings while he's here. You know, we try to make the most of the face-to-face time. As JL is like one of the manager level people within the company, we have a very clear divide of like young people, older people. I like having him to be able to talk to them so they also have an outlet of being able to express, you know, where they want to go and things that they'd like to be doing within the company outside of just me.
And the thing is, which is cool about this team is I fuck with every single person on this team. I didn't know until this trip, you know. Gut was a wild card. Gut could have just been like a total dickbag. You know, whenever it was just him and I could have got there and just be like, look, I'm not looking to make friends. I'm not looking to make enemies. I'm just trying to come in here and do work. But Gut wasn't like that. Gut was totally chill. Like, for instance, Gut and his grandma had like a Freaky Friday hip replacement accident while he was in college playing football. Had no idea. Now he's got his grandma's hips. It's wild.
I've been in a lot of meetings with him this week, one-on-ones, talking about personal things, business things, trivia things.
Jaymo and I got to spend a bunch of time together this trip. I love Jaymo. Jaymo's just the fucking man. It was a good time. Jaymo and I got some time to kick it, talk.
I'm super excited to be in on those conversations with JL here and there. So again, anytime he is in the city, we're taking big steps in big directions. So that's always very motivating for the entire crew and the company as a whole.
And Tony and I got to talk too. I don't know what I was segueing into there, but Tony was also there. Tony and I had a one-on-one, and that shit was fun too.
It's been good bonding with him, getting to know him a little bit, being able to share a little bit about myself. He kind of feels like I don't want to call him the mom of the company. That might be a little disrespectful, but like he's as much as a man as my mom is. I don't know if that makes sense, but he's very motherly in that way, where he's making sure that we're all sane and sound and doing all right, and like we want to be here. He's got to check on Jaymo. He's got to check on. There's no fucking shot that Jaymo's doing okay.
Yeah, I fuck with everybody on this team. Everybody on this team is like immensely talented, just has incredible potential. So I'm super excited to work at this company, work with this team. It's dope. It's a good time.
The more time he's here, the more comfortable they are with him and communicating with him, and the better everyone gets to know each other. And obviously face-to-face time is such an accelerator for team chemistry, team morale, all that kind of stuff. You know, in a world where like a lot of companies still work through remote and Zoom and stuff like that, it's really hard to build an actual company culture behind that. And a lot of companies talk about culture, etc. Culture is not something that you like force. I think obviously there are rules in place and bumpers that you could put in place, but culture is the energy and the story of what's happening within the walls. I'm proud of the culture that we've built here for the most part, but the more time everybody can get together, the better developed it gets and the stronger it gets. So me and Joe were just talking through a lot of things, some product, some not product, some being able to keep everybody in here incentivized, you know, figuring out what pushes everybody's buttons individually. Like everybody is motivated by different things, and how do we align their motivations, both like short-term and long-term? Like, is putting this person in this role going to keep them happy long-term? Does this person like having more flexibility versus getting paid more, etc.? It's like, those are the conversations I have with JL, and those are conversations I've had to like pretty much have internally with myself prior to him coming on board. And it can be a lot, just because I'm also focused on, you know, making content and doing a bunch of other shit that everybody else here is doing too, as a creator, producer, editor, etc., all that kind of shit. that's where we're at business-wise. As we said, we handed in the lease, so we're good to go January 1st. I think they got their apartment, so they'll be in their new apartment January 1st. Everything's starting to tie together as the new year hits.
Tonight, hopefully as I'm giving this confession, I'm signing a lease to get out of the office. Me and Gut will be living together.
Jaymo is a big person of not reading. You know, he's very into not reading. So he said he's going to sign the lease without actually looking at the lease.
I cannot wait to get out of this place. I'm trying to keep the sanity as much as I can. Apparently, I'm struggling with it, even if I think I'm covering it up good, not doing well.
Really smart on his part. You know, I, on the other hand, I'm like, I don't want to sign it yet until, you know, we read through it. But I'm excited about it. I think it's going to be good for both of us. Being able to be here more, him not being able to be here more, no, works out for the both of us.
Having to eat 20 cream pies in one day doesn't help that, if you guys are wondering. But today's December 1st. Our moving date is January 1st. T-minus 30 days. I don't have to live in the office anymore, and I cannot wait.
Oh man, this is a huge trivia trip. We talked a bunch about trivia-ish the whole time. It started off with Nick and I were in an underdog call. Well, we were already planning on brainstorming, I guess, when we got out here, but then it all just like blew up, and it was like something said at the very end of the call, just sparked an idea, and Nick starts boom going. Trivia live in person, Gramercy Theater. We are going to pack it out. Yes, I said theater, and I'm sticking to it. We're gonna pack that motherfucker out.
What I want to do is rent out a venue in New York. And I'm thinking, because I've been to the Gramercy Theater before, like the fantasy footballers hosted a podcast there.
Okay.
And they packed it out with like 200, 300 people. And I'm thinking like, we could do that. I want to make this a live fucking event, brought to everybody by us, but like sponsored by Underdog, right? And we get together, I'm thinking like the movie Dodgeball style, where we have like 10 teams. It becomes like this fucking event. We pack it out with, I don't know, 300, 400 people, whatever. And I think if we have a BDGE team, a snapback team, an Underdog team, like, and they have pulls with celebrities. So if there's like a Gills, you know, arena team, whatever, pack it out with 8, 10 teams or whatever. Between all the audiences, we'll be able to pull in this number easily. And if UD's willing to like spend behind it and actually like put this thing together, rent out the place for however long we need it, this is something like as soon as the idea clicked in my head, this feels like one of those things that I'm like, we're gonna do this. Like there's no doubt in my mind with it. I think it could be awesome. It could be like a fucking spectacle. You know, like I think it's something that we could like really, really dominate and have a lot of fucking fun with it. Make it a whole event where we're like the leaders of it and bring together everything that we've been like working on trivia wise to be this thing, right? And then from there, the legs I think can kind of go wild with it. We'll have either like a meet and greet afterwards with all the teams, or we'll have something later that night. We'll rent out a venue and like everybody can hang out and meet everybody afterwards. But this is something that like immediately clicked in my head. I'm like, this is something that probably only we could pull off. I think as long as we have the logistics and Underdog is down with it, they're gonna work through their legal team legitimately to see what kind of prizes they could put on there, and if they can actually probably give them what we're going to be using content-wise, or give them the contests or the trivia or whatever we're going to be doing, there's a real chance that they'll actually be able to put some of the competition on their app as like squares and pick'ems and stuff like that. Because imagine the fucking TikTok audience being able to actually bet on our slips. Like they would lose their fucking minds.
Started putting things into motion. Looks like it's happening now, so I guess tune in for that.
Trivia live shows. Maybe New Orleans is the first spot. It seems like a good party town. Seems like a good place to run some NFL trivia. Bourbon Street's about to be lit with some NFL lists. Dude, that's the other thing. I got absolutely shat on the internet by saying that Brock Purdy is a better MVP candidate than Dak Prescott.
Telling Tony that his MVP take on Brock Purdy's dog shit.
Me and Nick very passionate about Tyreek Hill.
MVP, I think realistically it's probably Tyreek Hill. They'll never give it to him because they're just going to give it to a quarterback.
Yeah, so Nick let me know that there were comments that disagree with me, and it's been a hot topic within this office and within the group chat.
I will defend Brock Purdy in a couple things. I think he's better than Jimmy G ever was, and I do think he is the right guy for San Francisco. I think he's an above-average QB. That at the end of the day, ask yourself does he look like the best player in the NFL? And there is zero way you're going to convince yourself of that. I don't care how you define MVP. That's what it comes down to, and he's not that. He's not even a top 10 quarterback.
I don't know if I even really bought Brock Purdy as an MVP, but because so many people are like, that is the worst take I've ever heard, now I'm all in.
I think the best player on the field should get it, and I understand QB award, whatever the fuck. Realistically, the best player on the field is not always a quarterback. I get he touches the ball the most. I understand.
This is the year. Like, no quarterback is playing head and heels above another one, and Tyreek's on pace for over 2,000 yards. If you're not going to give it to him now, when's it ever going to happen again? When's it going to happen again? I guess AP won it, but like, Tyreek deserves it.
The quarterback can get the ball to Tyreek Hill behind the line of scrimmage. Tyreek Hill gets 40 yards, but we give credit to the quarterback. There's a disconnect there somewhere, you know?
In my opinion, Josh Allen. I know the wins don't support that. I know the record doesn't support that, but it's a question of who's playing the best right now. Josh Allen leads the league in total touchdowns, passing touchdowns. He's top 5 in yards, rushing yards, probably top 5 in passing yards. So the dude's an animal. The record just doesn't justify it.
Now I'm all in on Brock Purdy winning MVP. He's going to absolutely shit down the Eagles' throats. He's going to kill the Seahawks next time we see him. We're winning the conference. He's winning MVP. Christian McCaffrey's winning Offensive Player of the Year. Kyle Shanahan, Coach of the Year. We're winning the Super Bowl.
Like, if Tyreek Hill gets 2,000 yards and Tua has over 4,000 yards, that one player is accounting for over half his yards, you're telling me he's not the most valuable player? Doesn't make sense. But, you know, it is what it is.
I don't care. I don't care. Tyreek Hill. Fucking Jesse Bates. Pro Bowl voting is open. Pro Bowl voting is open. I sent the link to Jaymo already, so we got our Falcon votes in. Jesse Bates, Grady Jarrett, he's hurt, doesn't matter. He's qualified, the number of games he played. Bijan, Drake London. I might have thrown Ritter a vote. I might have thrown Dez. I might have thrown Desi a vote, you know. I'm a good guy like that. Yeah, go vote for Desmond Ritter if you know ball.
What day is it? You've heard it here first, December 1st. That's my take. That's my MVP. Those are my heroes. Lock it in. Ah, now I'm heated. Now I'm amped.